Welcome to Roofing Uncovered, the podcast where we talk about roofs without going over your head. I'm your host, Dustin Brooks, and we are here to uncover everything commercial and industrial roofing. We'll cut through the jargon, we'll get to the good stuff, safety, sustainability, innovation, whatever's shaping our industry's future. Whether you're an architect, business owner, facility manager, or roofing contractor, this will be packed with insights, packed with knowledge to help you in your business. Let's get started. Welcome back to Roofing Uncovered, the show where we strip away the confusion, the sales pitches, and the fine print, and we give building owners clarity about their roofs. Today, we're answering a question I get asked constantly. Is my roof warranty worth anything? And here's the truth. Sometimes yes, and far too often, not really. If you think your 20-year warranty means the roof will last 20 years, or if you think your 50-year warranty will actually last half a decade, stick around. This episode might open your eyes. Let's dive in. The first thing you need to know is this. Commercial roof warranties, which we are specifically focusing on commercial and industrial roof warranties today. Commercial roof warranties are written to protect manufacturers, not the building owner or the facility manager. If you've read one, you see pages of exclusions, exceptions, disclaimers, requirements, the works. And these are not performance guarantees that are in these pages. No, these are legal documents designed to limit the manufacturer's liability if an issue occurs, or in some situations, I should say, when an issue occurs. Most roof warranties only require the manufacturer to act if water physically enters the building. Not if the roof is deteriorating, not if the roof looks terrible, not if it's failing, it just hasn't leaked yet, only if you actually are experiencing leaks. It's important to understand that the verbiage of almost every commercial roof warranty will say, only in the event of a leak. What do commercial roof warranties actually cover? Leaks caused by a cover defect, not wear and tear, not ponding water, not installation mistakes, not building movement, not excessive or extreme weather, not mechanical damage, just leaks and only leaks if it falls under the definition of a defect as written by the manufacturer that's providing that warranty. And if the issue hasn't caused a leak yet, technically you're on your own. Now, not all manufacturers will leave you standing, holding the bucket, so to speak. A lot of manufacturers will step up and help in order to prevent that from becoming a leak that they then are responsible for. So no matter whether you're having a leak or not, it is still important to communicate any issues you're having with your roofing system to the manufacturer if you have a warranty. That communication is vital, even if a leak doesn't occur. So there are lots of maintenance obligations in these warranties as well that a lot of people don't realize. Yes, there are exclusions, there are exceptions, there are protections of the manufacturer and protecting their liability as opposed to protecting you as the building owner. But there are also requirements of you as the owner if you have a commercial roof warranty. Some of these are along the lines of, and these are actual quotes from written warranties, failure to use reasonable care in maintaining the roof voids this warranty. That's very broad. So in the manufacturer's discretion, if you don't use reasonable care in maintaining your roof, the warranty is void and you don't have a warranty. Another wording is maintenance inspections must be performed at least 2 times per year and at least 4 months apart and must be documented in writing or the warranty may be void. So if you're not having an inspection done twice a year and having that documented in writing, the warranty could be void. A lot of building owners and managers that I deal with aren't aware of those kind of stipulations and requirements in their warranties. So if you're not doing semi-annual inspections, documented maintenance, and prompt repairs, your warranty may already be void. And here's another kicker. You have to notify the manufacturer, not the roofer that put it on, not a general contractor, not the architect, not the designer. Any leak you have must be documented in writing directly to the manufacturer within their stated deadline of a certain number of days, or they can deny the claim and the warranty could be voided. Very important to understand. Next, we're going to talk about misconceptions about warranty duration. There is a myth in this industry that a 20-year warranty means a 20-year lifespan. Well, this manufacturer is giving me a 20-year warranty on the system, so it's obviously going to last 20 years. That is definitely not the case. And this has not been the case for decades of experience and track record in this industry with lots of professionals. There have been so many roofs that come with a 20-year warranty that fail at 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, of a variety of reasons. But the point is, just because you have a paper or a PDF that says 20 or 15 or 10 or 50 or lifetime, crazy, that doesn't mean the roof is going to last that long. Silicone is very popular. They throw out 50-year lifetime warranties. That does not mean that your silicone roof system is going to perform and protect you for 50 years or the life of your building. What it means is, when you dive into the fine print, is that the manufacturer is actually not covering anything. And I'll talk about that. So let me give you an example of a widely used silicone warranty. It says this: product that is properly installed will comply with the published physical properties at the time of manufacture and shall be free of manufacturing defects for the warranty period indicated above. So what does that mean? They're guaranteeing lab-tested properties on the day it was made. That's it. Not performance on your roof for 50 years. So at year 40, you make a claim with them. They're going to say, okay, let's look at that batch. Well, it tested within the published physical properties at the time that it was made. And so it's good. There's nothing wrong. It's not a manufacturing defect. We did not make the product wrong. And the warranty actually reads this: this warranty does not cover appearance, cleanliness, or discoloration. That's pretty normal with commercial roof warranties of any type, whether it's PVC, EPDM, modified. But here's the jaw dropper. Manufacturer cannot guarantee results of this application, including but not limited to watertight capabilities. I'm going to read that one more time because I see this in all of these 50-year, these lifetime gimmick warranties that are presented, and get building owners to sign on to the project because that's a huge number. That's a long-lasting roof, right? Manufacturer cannot guarantee results of the application, including but not limited to watertight capabilities. So a 50-year roofing warranty that does not guarantee waterproofing and does not state you will not leak and that the roof will not fail, just that it was manufactured how they said it should be on the date that it was produced. That's it. If you think duration equals performance, unfortunately, that has been a misleading statement in this industry. Types of warranties. All right, let's break them down really quick here. A material-only warranty covers only the materials. You have to pay the labor, the overhead, and the profit of the contractor to install the material. So, for example, you have an area that's leaking. The manufacturer says, yep, that's covered under warranty. They'll give you the buckets or the rolls or whatever's needed to patch that area, and then you need to pay a contractor that's certified and approved by the manufacturer. You can't just do it yourself to make that repair. So it only covers the replacement cost of the materials needed to fix the leak. Then you have material and labor warranty. So that's a step up. That's essentially saying, hey, if there's a leak and the manufacturer is responsible, they will cover the costs of both the material and the labor to install that material with a certified contractor to fix that. So a material and labor warranty is essentially kind of the gold standard within commercial roofing. If you're not getting a material and labor warranty, you have to be very concerned with that, because the material warranties are very limited and they might give you a couple buckets and then kind of walk away sort of thing. Material labor essentially says if the manufacturer's taking responsibility without any dollar limit, that's what NDL means, no dollar limit, they'll make sure that the leak is fixed, the material and the labor cost to do so. But material and labor does not mean that the labor is covered, meaning that no warranty on the labor at the original installation. That's a workmanship warranty. So workmanship warranties are different than material and labor warranties. A workmanship warranty would state that if there's any poor workmanship, improper installation, they just did a sloppy, poor job installing it, then you're also covered by the manufacturer or you're covered by the contractor. That's kind of the top line, right? Material and labor and a workmanship NDL warranty is the top. Nothing kind of goes beyond that as far as coverage, except breaking down the nitty gritty with hail and wind and all of that, which is important. And then you have total system warranties. There are some warranties that just cover the membrane and some that cover the membrane and the insulation and the flashings and accessories and even the perimeter edge metal, right? That type of warranty has the most requirements and the least wiggle room, though, because with all of those details being covered, if you don't maintain those, you don't reapply the caulk, reapply the sealant, have regular inspections, they definitely are not going to step up and help you out because the roof has not been maintained, taken care of, and inspected properly. And then you have prorated warranties. Some are still floating out there. Essentially, your coverage decreases with time. So you need to avoid these because as your roof ages, the value of that warranty and how much money they may give you in any situation to fix the issue is going to decrease until it's almost nothing. Some warranties are transferable, some are not. It's important to pay attention to that because if the building is going to be sold and you're marketing that there's an active roof warranty, say you did it 2 years ago, that warranty has to be transferred that has to be applied for prior to the sale and the transfer of that asset. So the new owner can't go to the manufacturer 2 months later and say, hey, I need to transfer this warranty in my name. The manufacturer can say, absolutely not. The transfer fees and the inspection, all of that has to occur before the transaction, the sale of the building. Important to note about that. So again, NDL is a misunderstood term. A lot of times people think NDL, no dollar limit, means that it's a free roof replacement. If the roof fails and it leaks, they'll replace my whole roof at no cost to me. Not true. It does not mean unlimited responsibility. It does not mean coverage for cosmetic issues or coverage for anything not directly causing the leak. NDL warranties have language like this. Manufacturer shall exercise the option to repair or replace defective materials, including associated labor, without monetary limitation, excluding all installation-related labor costs with flashings, metalwork, or materials not supplied by manufacturer. But essentially, if you read that again, the manufacturer shall exercise their option to repair or replace defective materials and the labor without monetary limitation. So yes, they will repair the membrane, but it does not mean they're going to replace the entire roof. Now, if they have to replace the entire roof to really fix the root issue, then yeah, maybe they will do that in some rare situations. Manufacturers do. They provide a whole new membrane because there was actually a manufacturing defect in that batch of material. And say all of that EPDM membrane is bad, so they have to take it off and redo it. They can't just simply do a patch. That's obviously a different situation, but that is important. The reason why any warranty you accept should have an NDL and should not have any sort of dollar limit. Does it have to say NDL? No. But in the language, it does need to say that there's no dollar limit or restriction on the amount of money that the manufacturer has to spend to fix an issue that's covered under the terms of the warranty. So if we break down the language, here are real phrases from real warranties. Manufacturer's liability shall be limited to repair of the leak. That's in all of them. You won't see anything different from that. Only water entry triggers action. Sole responsibility is the repair or replacement of defective material that is directly related to leakage. Only that leaking area gets covered. Conditions that prevent positive drainage or areas that pond water are excluded. If water sits for 48 hours or more, coverage can be denied. There are a lot of ponding water exclusions in numerous commercial roof warranties. Another exclusion, traffic of any nature on the roof. Anyone walking on your roof, HVAC techs, electricians, plumbers, that inspection could be excluded. Exclusion, blisters in the products that have not resulted in leaks. You could have blisters everywhere, but if they aren't leaking, they're not covered. You must perform regular inspections and maintenance and keep records. If you don't have logs, they can deny your claim and void your warranty. If the investigation reveals the leak is not covered, you agree to pay an investigation cost of $500. Failure to pay that within 30 days cancels this warranty. So if the leak is deemed your problem, not the manufacturer's, you owe them money, and if you don't pay, they terminate the warranty. If upon inspection, it is determined by manufacturer in its sole discretion, that's in a lot of those limited material or those 50 lifetime warranties. Essentially, the manufacturer, at their discretion, it's their decision, it's their call. They fully get to decide whether or not they want to help. You don't have any legal recourse when there's language like that. Another, sole remedy shall be the supply of replacement coating sufficient to replace the affected areas. They give you more buckets, you pay for the labor to put those buckets down. If manufacturer determines leaks are caused by defects, liability shall be limited to repair of the portion determined to be leaking using methods determined to be suitable at manufacturer's discretion. There is no dollar limitation on covered repairs. This sounds great, but read it closely. Manufacturer decide if it's covered. They decide the repair method. Only the leaking portion gets covered, and NDL does apply there. What building owners should look for. So with all this, warranties sound terrible, like they're not worth anything. But you know what? They are worth something, and it provides you some leverage with the manufacturer to be able to get help if something starts to go wrong. Because the last thing the manufacturer wants to do is enter into a lawsuit or have some sort of stain on their reputation. So a lot of times the reputable manufacturers will step up to help. But just realize that there is going to be some guardrails and limitations to exactly what they are going to step up and do. So what should you look for? Choose a reputable manufacturer. Check references. Talk to other building owners and large clients that have used that type of material, that system, or that manufacturer. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is not because there's a piece of paper or a PDF that says 20 years or 30 years or 50 years. Check the sources. Do your due diligence in looking into it, and check testing, check certifications. Look at the technical data of the product. Is it FM tested? Is it tested in Europe or Canada? Does it meet some of those stringent requirements that are out there from UV and weatherability? And then also look in those exceptions. So there are some manufacturers who actually cover a little bit of hail, right? 1 inch, 2 inch. They won't say, oh, you got pea-size hail 2 years ago, so therefore the roof is voided because it went through hail. You need to, use manufacturers that will give you a little bit of buffer there. Wind speed's another. There are manufacturers that will put a 55 mile an hour limit. That's very common, a 55 mile an hour limit. So if the wind gusts over 55 miles an hour, if they say that that's what damaged and caused the leak issue, it's not covered. Well, it just blew 55 miles an hour here the other day. It blew just over that. And so that's a very minimal amount of wind speed that gives them an out. So looking for those higher wind speed coverages, the higher hail amounts, and then manufacturers that won't exclude ponding water. Most roofs are going to have some sort of bird baths that are going to last there for a couple days. And traffic. People need to walk on the roof, right? A lot of commercial industrial roofs are going to get traffic quite often, whether it's an HVAC technician, a plumber, a pipe fitter, just doing your regular inspections. You can't have a warranty avoided essentially just because somebody walked across the roof and you didn't keep a log of that and have the documentation about that. And then look on those strict inspection requirements, and how firm they are with those. And then another one to look into is the maintenance side, and making sure you do invest money in preventative maintenance. If you just have a brand new PVC or TPO roof put on and you're not having regular maintenance done, someone's coming out at least on an annual basis and looking at pitch pockets and counter flashings and touching up sealants and caulk. Well, those are things that no manufacturer is going to cover in a 20 or 30 year warranty, because the caulks and sealants are never going to last that long, and they will require maintenance and reapplication. And if you don't have a contractor doing that, then the manufacturer is not going to be able to step up and help when they need to. So it is extremely important. Yes, a warranty is important. A warranty is useful. It is worth something. If it's a solid warranty supplied by a solid manufacturer with a solid material, and you're investing the time and the money into care and maintenance, routine maintenance of your roof, and making sure that you have a good communication with the manufacturer. So commercial roof warranties can be worth the paper that they're written on. But it's important for you as a building owner, a facility manager, maybe just a consultant or an architect, as you're making decisions about what roof systems to use and what approaches to go with. Don't choose a system solely based upon the warranty alone or solely based upon the duration of the warranty, because that is where you end up finding out how much they're really worth. Thanks for listening, as always, to Roofing Uncovered. Like, subscribe, share. I know my opinions are not always popular, but I can tell you they come from a good place with a lot of honest truth. Take care.